One of the biggest frustrations for anybody who shoots 3-gun open is how do you get a high capacity shotgun that'll run reliably? You know, for years guys have used the Sega style magazine fed shotguns, but really with extremely mixed success. When you found one that ran well and ran well with the magazines you had, it was like locating a unicorn, man. You just did not let it out of your sight. Well, this year we've got this little bad boy. This is the VR80 from Rock Island Armory Imports. And this is a shotgun that has really cracked the code. It's made in Turkey. As you can see, it's got a big old magazine on here. This guy holds 9 rounds, and it operates like a lot of your regular standard hunting and sporting semi-autos. It is a gas piston operated shotgun that feeds well and just cycles great, and at a really affordable price. $699 is the MSRP. I'm sure you'll be able to find it for cheaper out there. Being an import from Turkey, it's subject to various rules. So the reason you see this very oversized thumb hole, not a pistol grip stock on it, is to help it be in compliance with the regulations. And you know, but other than that, you know, this thing is a very standard modern kind of sporting shotgun, I guess you'd call it. This one comes with a couple of sights here, you know, pop-up sights. They're certainly serviceable, but as you can see, it's got a mounting rail up here for all kinds of optics. So if you wanted to run a variable power scope or a red dot optic or some other kind of combination in there for those open division 3-gun competitions or other multi-gun competitions, you have that option. The functionality on this is really great. It has sort of an AR style ergonomics. You can see it's got the magazine release tab right there. On the opposite side, you've got a bolt release kind of in that same position. So the controls are going to be very familiar to anybody who runs an AR carbine. The weight on this, little over 8 pounds, about 8.25 pounds. Not too bad. That's empty without a magazine. With a magazine, it gets a little bit more stout, but that helps control the recoil. And speaking of stout, when you really want to go big, you can also get 19 round magazines. Now, of course, this looks like the overcompensator, but once you get this thing loaded up, you are just in hose 'em down heaven. You can run this thing really fast. It's got a heavy, creepy trigger, just in kind of a terrible trigger by fine shotgun standards, but for this kind of work, does just great. The gun comes with a series of interchangeable choke tubes, if that's kind of your thing. I haven't even bothered to fool with it, you know, because it's run just fine with the choke tube that's in there. It's got this nice thin forend on it, which makes gripping really easy. But when you get a bunch of rounds through this, this sucker heats up. And as I found out, you put a tight grip on this and part of your thumb and palm gets in there, man, you are going to know it in a flash because you have just seared yourself. So that's one thing to be careful of when running this. But other than that, it is a sleek, slick shotgun, great for competition, and frankly, just a hell of a lot of fun to shoot. This is the VR80 from RIA Imports.